So I know you're gonna do good, okay? So I trust you guys, okay? It's still better than if I speak Chinese, believe me. Okay? So what is the first question? How do you read that?
First question is, could you share
Hungary.
could you show
Hungary's history
a
and
bit.
culture.
Hungary's history and culture?
How much time do you have?
How much?
Because
多少时间吗？
because okay, Hungarians, we come from Asia. We migrated from Asia to Europe in the 8th and the long centuries, but we arrived in the 8th century, 9th century. Hungarians are unique in Europe because our language is very different from everything. So, because we have relatives, the Finnish and the Estonians, they are living in the north of Europe. We both were in the current Russia, okay, and we migrated. They went north, we went south. But we don't understand each other because we separated 3,000 years ago. I understand, I recognize they speaking Finnish or Estonian, but I don't know what they say. And it's vice versa. In Europe, we have language families. They live nearby each other, so they understand. Like Portuguese and Spanish, they understand, let's say, minimum 30–40% without studying the other language. Okay? So they are lucky because Scandinavian countries understand each other. The Danish, the Swedish, the Norwegian, the Icelandic, they are quite close to each other. Slavic countries also each other understand. The northern one, Polish, Czech, Slovak, easier each other. The southern Slovak, Slavic, like the Croatians, Serbian, Bosnians, they also understand each other. Russian, Ukraine, they fight, but they are understand each other. But we in the middle, no one. So when it's about learning languages, it's difficult because every language from zero.
So you can make many friends.
I can make because I'm an open-minded person, but you have to learn talk in another language.
Yes, and we can go to your country, learn many languages.
Well, you can come to my country and learn most of the time Hungarian, but it's how to say. If you don't want to live in Hungary, I don't suggest to live because it's so difficult. It's also one of the most difficult languages. Chinese is difficult because of the tones, because of the characters, but you have a very simple grammar, right? Because the grammar is like very simple. Like, yeah, Shinchi, Sansi, so like it's very logical. We have other things makes it difficult. But for me, as a Hungarian, being in part of Europe, it makes it. I mean, I'm proud to be there, especially now in the European Union, because we can travel without passport. So I mean, in Schengen zone, I don't need passport. I need my Hungarian ID and just cross the border, and there's no stop at the border. So this is the. Tell me if it's too much, okay? Then Claire can translate, okay? All right?
They have a translator.
Okay.
Yeah, translation.
Okay. So, Hungarian, the culture itself, we have, I would say, a good culture, cuisine. Cuisine is, you would love it because it can be spicy, can be not spicy. Its flavors are very rich. It's a mixture of our cuisine, a little bit of the Austrian one, a little bit of Slavic one, so it's a mixture, but it's really rich in that. So if you come to Hungary, you wanna go to restaurants, not to learn language, because it will be the interesting part. Other than that, we had a lot of fights with, as usually, you have a lot of fights with the neighbors who are the hundreds and thousands of years. We have the ups and the downs. We were independent, we were not independent, so the current Hungary is very small. We had a bigger country before that. We lost population and territory after the First World War, and literally that's what Europe looks like right now after the First World War. And as a culture, I mean, we are famous about partially the cuisine, some music, special music. Of course, every country in Europe have their own famous people, musicians, composers, architects, artists. So there's a lot of them. Lot of American people or Western people have Hungarian origins, because we had the flags of Hungarian in the several times during, let's say, the First World War, or sometime there was a lot of people went there. After the Second World War, 1956, when we had the revolution against the communists, a lot of people who were supposed to go to jail, imprisoned, they were fled Hungary. So we have a lot of have you seen the movie? We had this movie, the atomic bomb. What was that? Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's friend was at a teller. They were the two who recreated the atomic bomb at the teller. That's Hungarian origin. A lot of Jewish people left because before the Second World War, they were, how to say, it was the Nazis, the right wing of Hungarians, wanted to get rid of them, and there's so many of them fled as well. And the teller was one of them, I guess. So that we have tragedy, and we have proud and those kind of things. So as any other countries, we had a lot of common history with the Austrians, because we had Austrian-Hungarian monarchy for a long time, the Habsburgs. So we had a lot of history with them. So I would say Hungarians are quite mixture. So it's not like the Scandinavians, that we have the blue eye, white, not white but blonde.
It's more like a mixed blonde.
Yeah, especially the mixed ones, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But this is it. So
do you think your country is very messy?
messy? What do you mean messy?
Just not represent.
Hungarian religion is usually Christian. Most of them Roman Catholic, Protestants, Evangelists, this kind of things. So we don't have Jews because they were killed during the Second World War. But we have a mixture of religions, but the most majority Christianity. We don't have Dragon Boat Festival, but we have the Christmas, the Easter, this kind of.
So same as other European countries.
Yes, most of them. Yeah. Question 5: what skills students have to develop, like you, right? Before graduating? This decision making, obviously part of that. Problem solving. Problem solving and decision, hand in hand. The previous one as well. You have to, guys, you have to be very good with AI, with computers.
Agreed.
If you don't know 7-Eleven, you know what I'm saying, right? But I'm not joking. And if you know an online job, I can participate, please. I'm looking for some alternative, additional things, not just the salary, because I also have to have some additional. No salary is enough, right? Even you have a good salary, you happy to have an additional opportunity, right? So I don't know how things are working. You can learn a lot of things, online things. Not online gambling, okay? Forget about that. It's not that. You can just lose money on that. But there's a lot of opportunities. But of course you have to have the skill set and the mindset that you have to deal with. Honestly, I'm not an IT guy. I hate it. But I have to deal with it some reason, some level, because otherwise I'm out. And if I'm out, once I'm out, you can't catch up. And you always have to catch up, and it's getting very difficult. So I'm not envy for you guys, because it's so fast changing. Human cannot follow up. Unless you are a top engineer or whatever, a programmer. And even they have problems, I guess. So we, the kind of regular people, we have more problems with AI. Which one? Imagine how many thousands of apps you have. Which one to choose for yourself that helps to get better on this scale, better on that scale, you know? So this is what you have to focus. I'm very serious, guys. If you don't it's not just, if you hold this way, I don't like it. You know what? It's game. You don't play on that. You play the time instead of learning something. Not now. If you're finished and your brain is blank, you can't think, then you can zombie mode, you can still play. But not when you are fresh, learn something.
No.
And the other thing is, I know AI translates very well, but when you speak or when you use an AI to speak is different. We could do without you, but it would be very difficult. What do you mean? Is the AI translation is correct? I don't think so. Sometimes it's not clear. So if I have problem, we can talk to you, but let's say they say something and you translate, and I don't understand. I'm going to ask you, and you can ask to make confirmation that what they say, I got it completely. With an AI, you don't know what you're losing, right?
Yeah.
So learning English or languages. If you learn Japanese because you are in Japan fan, it's okay. If you learn whatever language, Korean because you are Korean fan and you want something business with them, do that. Not English, it's okay. But definitely learn languages. Language or languages. I know it's not easy. Not Hungarian. Unless you are crazy. Sorry to say. Not that much of use, that's what I'm saying, okay? Of course, if you want, you can, in Socho University, you have a chance to do that. So yeah, that's the things that I think you have to deal with before graduation. And of course, what is your major, guys? What are you studying?
In marine engineering.
Marine, what? Submarine or what? Marine or
Something related to engines and big boats. Machines,
Cargo
flies.
ships, machine, and fake or workshop, maintenance,
Repairing, something like that.
make the engine in normal,
Maintain the machine to
When
keep the
navigation.
board,
sailing.
To keep what?
keep the 那个大船
keep cargo ship,
那个运货之类，运货之类，transfer 的货物啊，就是
To make
take cargo from one country to the other country.
Yes.
And so
is it also logistic a bit?
Not really，跟物流没什么关系。算
part of
哦，marine logistics。Yeah.
but with only
最主要就是要维
seven
持，
cargo on the ocean.
主要就是维持那个船的航行。
No, I'm asking because I was just wondering that where and what can you use? What of the skills?
没有可以应用在哪里？学着可以应用在哪里？
应用在 fix the bicycle Scooter or car? Yes.
Almost safe to shipping company. Just shipping. Almost.
I don't know. So let's say I saw so many people here walking around, scooter repairman. Every third shop is like that, right? Then you have car repairs. Both much rare, and of course not in the city. It's in the ports. If they are, let's say, paying well, it's a good job. AI not gonna repair them. You have to go there and you have to do that, fix it, right?
Yes. Right.
So in this case, if this is a kind of a safe, because the big question is that AI can substitute you or not, right?
Oh, no.
So if you are a maintenance person where you have the physical things you do and you fix it, then it's a safe position.
AI just can come.
But you have to know how to develop yourself constantly, because the engine is going to be more high-tech and more high-tech, right? More eco-friendly, bigger power, maybe smaller size. I don't know, but that's what happened in the cars. So these technologies are changing, so you have to know how to fix something. And maybe the fixing will be more computing than itself manually.
就是反正就是科技的日新月异，搞不好以后走到某一个程度的时候，你们虽然身上有这些技术，但是你这个技术还是可以被电脑就可以修了，其实不需要你们要去辨别说走到那个时候，你们的手还有没有用？
没关系，就是我们这一世代还不会到我们，
不会到的，
还没那么快，还没那么快，不用那么快，不用那么快。
目前还不会。
对，我们活着不会发生的。
They're saying that it might happen, probably, but not in our generation. Maybe 100 years later, that can happen, but now no.
Don't say 100 years.
Maybe in 50 years, I guess.
Guys, it's so fast, so rapid changes we have.
对啊，快。
ChatGPT arrived 2 years ago. 2 years ago, maybe 2.5.
你看 OpenAI 什么时候横空出世？
But we can learn how to feed this AI or robot.
Sorry.
什么东西？
如果机器人取代我们工作，机器人也是会坏掉，那我们就去学如何修这个机器人。
然后搬出那个老高与小莫。
Engineering is a general, so important where you are specialized.
Yeah.
Because general engineering, let's say computing, they can maybe have a concurrence or a competitor in AI. Yes, yours is probably a safer, but don't think that it's not going to change. So follow up what's happening there, what could happen. And if it's happening, immediately go for that. What's the changes? Because if you are part of the first in the changes, you will know more than the others. And you will have a skill that everyone is looking for. And then you have a good negotiation situation. Do you have any questions, guys?
Do you have any questions?
有没有问题吗？
对啊。
其他问题吗？可以用中文问。
也可以用中文问。
在中文好。
Because I can ask it in Chinese in my class.
Do you have a PR? Permanent residency? You have it. Okay. Does Mo have it? Oh. Your friend, Mo. Our friend.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I haven't seen him for a long while.
We went back home. May.
Easy Morocco now?
May to October is over there.
May to October.
So it means that school term, winter time, he is there. October, April.
Yeah, to avoid winter time in Morocco.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
I have to see him. I miss him very much.
you can text him.
Yeah. I sometimes text him.
He just arrived home
Okay.
I haven't got time. 2 weeks.
3 weeks ago.
Almost a month ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Okay.
He wants to ask which country's woman is beautiful.
The women everywhere. You just have to find them.
对吧？
Do you have a girlfriend?
This is 100 members of Gypsy orchestra.
Oh yeah.
This is the Gypsy, yeah, but
Gypsy orchestra.
yeah. This is the Gypsy music related to Hungary.
Wow.
Gypsies were very good in
可以
music
浪费这个时候啊，
and
怎么样？
they made
吃播才
Oh come on, it's no bad. Of course it's not that wrong.